Hello again, YouTube. Today I will be discussing Mercedes W126 power window motors. On the driver's side of the car and the passenger side of the car, I've been having a problem with the window not going down. My first course of action was to go in and lubricate the mechanism and to replace the switch in the center console, and that still did not rectify the problem. The symptoms are: you push the switch, you hear clicking coming from the door, the motor does not move up or down, but you can feel the casing get hot. And the reason for this is that on the underside of this mechanism, I have drilled out the rivets and taken the plate off, and you would not believe how much dust and crap has fallen out here. You can see on the bench here. The spline is rusted. Now this, I live in Georgia, but this was a New York car. And just road salt getting into everywhere on the car has caused me big problems. But I want to take you through the basics of getting this motor apart. Here is another window motor. This came out of a parts yard car. And on these cars, one big thing to stick with is rebuild, not replace. Try to rebuild whatever you've got before you run out and get a replacement. I grabbed a replacement because it was handy, but if I can avoid it, I'm not going to install this replacement. I'm going to rebuild what I've already got. How you get this apart: you're going to have 3 bolts, 2 here, 1 here, and this will be on the back side of your window regulator mechanism, and you're going to have to reach behind with a 10mm socket, unscrew these 3, and you're going to want to have an assistant to hold that window up and not let it drop. Once the 3 bolts are out, you can give the motor a wiggle and it'll pull right out of the front of the mechanism. Now, to separate the motor from the gear case, you have 2 T20 screws right there, the black one, and right there. Once you pull those apart, you can pull the motor and spline right out of the back of the gearbox. And to get the door off right here, what I did is I took a center punch. This happens to be an automatic center punch. It doesn't have to be an automatic one. I think I paid $5 for this at Harbor Freight, but I have regular old center punches that you hit with the end of a hammer. And you center punch each of these rivets and you drill them out. You don't want to drill them all the way through because, see, it's just a casing on the back side. See right there next to my thumb? You want to have something to bite into because you're going to put this back together with short self-tappers. Now, once you drill them out, you're going to have a paper gasket. Lift that out, and then you'll be able to see just how dirty the mechanism is. You know, you've got shavings in here from the vinyl gears, and just, you know, grease that's turned hard, a whole bunch of stuff that adds unnecessary resistance to the motor and makes it not be able to function. Another thing is, if your contacts are not clean, which these are not, that will also, you know, give you a problem. So not only will these contacts be cleaned, this will be degreased. I'll be using Zep purple degreaser. Once this is all degreased, I will clean it, repack it, and put the whole works back together. And I will give you a follow-up video, and we will see how it works, if it works. And if not, then I will go ahead and swap in my parts yard replacement. Let me know if you have any other questions. Once again, this came out of a Mercedes-Benz W126 chassis. The specific car is a 1988 300 SEL. But this should apply to all W126 chassis gas and diesel sedans. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.